Welcome back to Penwolf Sailing Adventures. On this episode, we will be doing a little bit of work on her to put a temporary hatchway on to keep the rain and snow out, make it a little more comfortable to work in the boat for the interior design we'll be doing, and also to improve the cockpit drains so that we can get some better flow over what the factory had, hopefully, if she ever takes a boarding sea over or even just to clear out for the rainwater. So, sit back and enjoy the video. Voila, a sacrificial lamb to protect against the snow. On the right, we have the 5/8 inch through-hull fittings that are going to be used in the deck, and on the left, we have the 3/4 inch through-hulls that we're going to use through the hull of the boat for the deck drains. Beautiful winter weather on the northeast. I love it. These things as bad as the other day. Perfect fit. I redo the cockpit. I will be pulling these out in spring anyway, because when I do redo stuff, I'm going to also definitely redo a few things going on down here below the air. Flow a lot over the years. Very happy with it. Almost like these were made for this. So now it's time for fun. We get to file everything to make sure it fits, because I got an undersized bit a little bit, but better undersized than oversized to make too big of a hole. That way everything's still going to be loose in there, which I don't. I'd rather these be as tight as possible. But here we have to do filing, and more filing. It's just a lot of filing. So what we're doing here is we're just going to put a small black ring around this, so I make sure I don't file out too much. That way we get a nice snug fit and don't have to worry about putting a lot of sealant in there to clear up any gaps. So this is the lovely mess that my deck drains into. All four into one stern drain. So here we have the main reason I decided to redo the cockpit drains. You basically have all four cockpit drains at 3/4 inch hose running into a roughly 1 inch fitting in the stern of the boat. Doesn't work too well to try to drain quick, as well as you also have the ice box from over top there, the stern ice box, the ice box from the cabin, and also the bilge pump itself going into it as well. So if you ever need to drain your and the bilge at the same time, you can see that being a constant issue. So I'm going to replace these fittings here, because basically all they are is just glued on. They are not even barbed. They are just literally glued on, and a set screw holds them in place. So these are getting replaced by the 5/8 inch deck fittings that I'm putting in. And then I'm running them out either side of the boat in basically 1-to-1 configuration to get the most draining I can into a 3/4 inch outlet, which I'm going to replace the plastic ones later with stainless steel anyway for the through hulls and at the waterline. And when it's all said and done, what's going to be is basically the bilge pump itself is going to be out the stern. That drain is going to be dedicated just for the bilge pump. And I may actually put the stern icebox into it as well. Not sure yet. I'm redoing the cabin icebox. And the holes you see on either side are the original exhaust ports for the boat. So that's where we're going with that. And here you can see the inside covering for the cockpit that they use to seal everything. Yeah, I'm going to be sealing that up shortly too before the end of the video. And she has seen better days, but this is all what we're going to be fixing, turn this into a beautiful boat again. And here what we're doing is we're using plumber's expanding foam. It's a trick I've used quite a few times over the years, and what it does is helps to seal up gaps and leaks, especially just temporarily, until I can get around to fixing them and getting them the way I want them to be. But we're going to do that to pretty much all the fittings on the deck and see if we can't get rid of any possible having flying little friends trying to sneak into the boat towards spring and trying to keep water out of the boat so it doesn't start having any issues or constantly make it so that I have to keep pumping it out. And about this point, if you're wondering why it looks so horrible when I'm spraying on here, I've almost been up an entire day working on this, almost 24 hours, and it's getting a little bit tired and a lot cold because when I came down I forgot a fitting for my heater. So my lovely gas heater for the boat that I was going to test out and see how it worked ended up just sitting there looking at me while I tried to stay warm all night in a sleeping bag in 30-degree weather. Oh well, always forget something, at least didn't forget everything else. But that's what we're going to do here, is seal up a lot of these little small holes, as well as the original speaker holes, the air intake holes, and the exhaust holes. That way, it'll stay nice and pretty much sealed up for winter and part of spring. So that's about it for this video. We did do is we rigged up the drains just temporarily. Ran out of time, had to get home. That's how it goes. But they have the fittings on them. I will be tightening them up in the next video, finishing that off, and moving on to the next thing with it.